Hey guys, and welcome back to Unified Gaming. Now if this is your first time here, and you enjoy watching ESO gameplay, seeing new builds, or just want to get better at ESO itself, then start by subscribing now and clicking the bell so you don't miss anything. Today guys, we are looking at Acolyte's Flight. This is a crazy PVP dragonknight by Dailaity. He's a phenomenal player, he makes his own builds, and he's easily as good as me at PvP. And because of this dragonknight really reflects that. It's incredibly strong, it has crazy damage you'll see in the footage, amazing sustain, and it's bulky. It is perfect for this patch, and he's been running since day one, so it's definitely worth checking out his Xbox tag. There's a link in the description, as he has more footage of this and other builds too, especially his magplar, which is just hands down the best magplar I've seen, so do check him out. Now looking at the build, I would recommend watching the whole video so you don't miss anything, because it's really short but all of it's really important, really condensed, really concise. As for his race, he is a Nord as he plays medium armour. Nord is the best race for this kind of build. You could make a wood elf work or an orc, but it's not as easy and you might need to go to heavy armour as an orc. Nord gives you just great resistances in medium armour, ultimate generation which is perfect for dragonknight, and extra health and stamina, making you just bulky and do a bit more damage. It's a really good race, so I'd highly recommend being Nord. As for the skills in the front bar, he has Noxious Breath for major fracture. It's a nasty dot, it's 10k tooltip, it's just stupid. And it's just got a really good damage overtime ability as well. And it snares people because of the Dragonknight's passives. Definitely run this skill. He then runs Rally for extra stam sustain. It gives him major brutality, increasing his damage, and it's a really good burst deal. Probably the best burst deal in the game for stamina, and it's even stronger when you use it with Igneous Shield. He then uses Dizzying Swing as he's non-spammable. This provides off balance, allowing him to do 10% more damage at all times pretty much, and if he chooses to heavy attack he can stun them. It's a great skill. He then has Executioner, which just gives him access to crazy burst after leap. As he uses this in quick succession, literally cast the skill, block, repeat, and you can get 2 or 3 off really fast after a leap, just finishing people. He then has Camouflage Hunter for minor berserk and the extra damage from the passives, but you don't actually need to cast it, so just have it there for the passives. Then he obviously has Take Flight, hence the name Acolyte's Flight. It goes well beyond 30k tooltip, and it's hit people for 23k in PvP. It consistently hits people for 10 to 17k just by itself. It's a crazy skill and you must run it. As for the back bar skills, he's got Poison Injection. This is a decent dot on DK as it hits hard in execute range. It procs your passives and it gives you a reliable way to keep your weapon enchantment buff up at all times. You then have Shuffle for snare immunity and AoE damage reduction. If you're in medium armor, this patch, just run it. 100% run this skill, it's really good. We then have Igneous Shield, which is a mini shield, which is not great, but it's the major minion that we want. This allows him to have crazy self heals you will see in the tooltips, so definitely have this skill on. Cast this before any heal. We then use Volatile Armor. This is just a generic armor buff with a small AoE damage component to it. This allows us to pull Nightblades out of stealth, so really useful with the cloak just by you. Just cast the skill and they'll be out stealth pretty much. You then have Vigor, and as I said, if you pair this with Igneous Shield, you get crazy tooltips. You can get up to nearly 33,000 tooltips, which is that's just bonkers for PvP. And then for the ultimate, we've got Temporal Guard, or an ultimate of your choosing. The Dragonknight standard is a good alternative if you don't have such an order just yet. As for the food, you want to have Tri-Stat food or a recovery drink. So you can either use Artuem Take Away Broth, alternatively you could use the Pack Leader, or you could use Dubious Cameron Throne, or Spring-loaded Infusion. As for the potions, you want to have Tri-Stat potions. These will give you Magicka, stamina and health back. Alternatively, you could use Essence of Immovability, which gives you health and stamina back, and it gives you CC immunity. For the Munderstone, we use the Warrior in this setup. You could go with Sustain if you prefer, but Warrior is best all around. The attribute points are put all into stamina to help maximise our damage, but if you find that you don't have enough health, you will be a bit bulkier, feel free to put some in there. As for the gear, we'll look at the monster set. You want to run Bloodspawn for this, hands down best PvP monster set currently this patch, especially for Dragonknight. You want 2 medium pieces, impenetrable on both pieces. You want the helmet to have a Tri-Stat glyph and the shoulders to have a stamina glyph. The second set is Bone Pirate Tatters. You want to have 3 jewellery, you want to try and make them infused if you can, but robust is still workable. You want to have 2 body pieces. I would suggest having the feet and the hands, and you want them impenetrable with max stamina glyphs. As for the final set, he's used the Lumen Acolyte, hence the build's name. You want to have 3 body pieces, so I would recommend having a heavy chest, a medium legs and a light armor waist, giving us our undaunted passives whilst maximising our resistances as well. You want to have impenetrable on all of those pieces, you want tri-stat on the chest and on the legs, you want to have max stamina on the waist. Then on your front bar you want to use a 2H maul of Lumen Acolyte, you want this to be Nirn-honed, and you want to use double dot poisons here. As for the back bar weapon, you want to have a Master's Bow, you want this to be infused with a Berserk Glyph. If you don't have that, you could run a Blessing of Potentious Bow. This gives you a bit more damage mitigation when you're on this bar, and you want it to be an infused Berserk Glyph again. Alternatively, you could go Blessing of Potentes Sword and Shield if you like those, and then you want to have Impenetrable on the shield, Defending on the sword, and I would suggest putting your poisons on this bar instead and using the Berserk Glyph on the front bar. That is only if you have a sword and shield though. As to the age-old question, should I be a vampire, or a werewolf, or stay a human? And simply put, you want to be a human. Okay, staying as a mortal is just better overall. That said, you could make a vampire work and there are benefits, so if you have issues with sustain, do consider being a vampire for the undeath passive as well as the recovery passives. As for the CP, Dale, like myself, min-maxes the CP, so it's really solid, definitely worth using it as shown on screen. Feel free to pause it, stop it, play it back again if that helps, but yeah, the CP is on screen now. As for tips and tricks guys, so from speaking to Dale, these are the things that we would recommend. You want to obviously start on the back bar, you want to do your armor buff, and then when you see the target, light attack poison injection, and then when you get to your front bar, cast rally and move closer to the target. When you get into close range, you do noxious breath to slow them down and do a bit of damage. That also applies fracture, which gives you extra damage overall. You then do light attack, dizzying swing, and if your ultimate is ready, you then do your ultimate followed by executioner and block, and you can do 2 or 3 executioners and blocks and you'll kill people really fast. If for some reason your ultimate is not ready, you do exactly the same. So you see the target, you buff up, light attack, poison injection, you move closer and cast rally in between that time. Noxious breath when you get there, you go dizzy and swing, and as dizzy and swing is casting and the guy's putting the sword back, you hold down the light attack button, and when dizzy and swing connects with the target, you then let go and it will stun them if you time it right. You will get the knack for it if you practice. You then do another dizzy and swing, then an executioner block, and you'll find that that kills most people as well, so it's really easy there. What you could also do, you could also go and do your normal buff up, but instead of going closer, you just do light attack poison injection, you just repeat it a few times. It does good damage at range, and it just annoys people enough for them to come to you, so it's a really good way to pull people out one-on-one, rather than fight 7 people at once, so a little tip there. As for staying alive on this build, it's really simple, keep your heals up. That's literally it. DK is innately tanky because it has strong heals, so if you can keep your heals up, you will stay alive. The times when you drop your heals, you die really fast. Okay, so to help manage that, what you want to do is always keep your rally going, as we've said in the offensive combo. If you can start with rally and you maintain it throughout the fight, you have big burst heals every 10 to 15 seconds. To make them even larger, if you cast Igneous Shield and then the rally, you will get a massive heal that will pretty much heal you from 0 to full instantly. It's a really strong heal. You then have Vigor, and again you want to go Igneous Shield if you can, and then Vigor, and that will make Vigor 30% stronger, goes up to about 33,000 tooltip if you keep. It's really strong with DK, so that's kind of how you use that there. If you need to reposition or move, because we're in medium armor and we've got a bow, we can roll dodge with the bow, and we get major expedition due to the passives, meaning we can kite and navigate the battlefield really easily. And you put on Vigor as well, even if people hit us at range with dots and stuff, the Vigor just out heals the any dot damage. So that's kind of it really guys, that's kind of the main tips and tricks. It is a class that is very tanky if you keep your heals up. If you don't, you will die really fast. As for the offensive combos, it's relying a lot on either dizzy and swing spam, having 2 in a row, or on the ultimate, but when it lands, boy does it land hard. Now if you haven't done already, I would recommend subscribing by clicking the bottom right button on the screen now. And with that said guys, I am going to jump off, so I'll catch you in the next one. Thanks for watching, take care, Dan signing off, bye.